just in mind, conservation all too often means a space where wild animals are kept separate from human communities. But in the African tradition, people have always been part of the natural landscape. The real danger to nature comes when people are excluded from it and lose their understanding of its value. True conservation includes people and goes further, it empowers them. That's what we at Africa Foundation are all about. Africa Foundation has been operating since 1992. We're a non-profit organization funded through a range of private and corporate donors. The foundation is effective because we work in close partnership with the ecotourism industry, most particularly with Conservation Corporation Africa, or CC Africa, which manages a network of luxury safari lodges across Southern and East Africa. Wherever you find a CC Africa lodge, you'll find us working together, uplifting local communities. One of our many success stories is Nkomo School, which serves a community adjoining South Africa's Phinda Game Reserve. The school began in 1998 with one teacher, 60 children, and not a single classroom. Classes were held under the shade of a few sparse trees. The community, working together with Africa Foundation, has since grown the school, sprouting into 14 classrooms, 22 teachers, and over 800 children.
Through the help from Africa Foundation and Phinda as well, we're doing well, we're excelling.
Many of these children grew up assuming that wildlife was reserved for tourists from outside. Our conservation lessons are restoring their love and understanding of wild ecosystems and empowering future generations to become proud custodians of Africa's natural heritage.
Children are the future leaders, so we believe that if we start with children, which they will become the future leaders, they will get information and they will make sure that they carry on looking after the environment and conserving nature.
Africa Foundation's holistic approach to primary education is echoed in all our other activities. In a community that previously only had basic healthcare visits twice a week, Nduku Clinic, facilitated by Africa Foundation, now provides 24-hour healthcare to 42,000 people annually.
Having that idea of asking for the Phinda to donate this clinic because they were having a problem. If they are sick at night, who was going to attend them? I think this clinic has a major role that have played in the community.
HIV/AIDS has become a startling reality for so many of Africa's children. The Foundation's support of education and health is reinforced through its commitment to address the needs of children orphaned by the scourge of AIDS. Something we all tend to take for granted is fresh running water. Daily collection and carrying water, often from many miles away, has been made significantly easier through the provision of the ingenious Hippo water rollers. Another of the great challenges facing rural communities in Africa is access to basic nutrition. The Ngobokazi Permaculture Project grows produce to feed the children at the school and is in turn equipping these children with the skills to grow fresh produce in their own gardens.
This project is called the DAV Center, which is a digital eco village, which is more bridging the gap between those communities which has been disadvantaged in terms of their technology.
It makes us unable to how to play with the computer, and you know how to write an email to communicate with other people around the world in overseas, like heroes like David Beckham, King 50 Cent to know how to write the emails in the computer.
In addition to building schools and creches, we also provide bursaries for higher education, empowering tomorrow's leaders. At the interface between tourism and local communities, Africa Foundation helps supply the infrastructure and training to empower local people to market their crafts and services. Skills training and small business training programs are also run in an effort to further provide economic empowerment to the communities. Africa Foundation succeeds because we work with community members, identifying local champions and supporting their homegrown wisdom.
We have 3 laboratories in this community. We have libraries, we've got books. We have a big clinic that serves the community 24 hours, also attending to emergencies. So that has meant a huge impact and a huge difference in the lives of the people in this area.
What a wonderful way to go on holiday. Spend your money enjoying rhino and elephants, knowing that you're making a difference to their futures. And isn't it amazing that you can do that while making a difference to the communities outside of the parks?
Indeed, many of our donors are drawn from the ranks of Safari Lodge guests whose hearts have been touched by the goodwill and courage of our local communities. For Africa Foundation, the ultimate measure of success is sustainable, measurable improvement in the lives of Africa's poorest of the poor. Our foremost patron, Archbishop Desmond Tutu, has commented,
I have had the privilege of experiencing firsthand the work that is being done by the Africa Foundation. I have been struck by the way in which they work with communities rather than for communities. When we have visited their projects, on the one hand, my wife Leah and I were devastated to see the deprivation that still exists in so many rural areas. On the other, we were delighted to see that something is being done to address the pressing needs of the rural poor through the Africa Foundation. I am impressed with what the Foundation has achieved since 1992 and am honored to be patron of the organization. I thank you for your interest and encourage you to support their work enthusiastically. God bless you.
The final word, however, belongs to a young poet, a student from a primary school supported by Africa Foundation, who wrote,
Africa Foundation, I bow to you as a person has rights. You uplifted me, taking me from nothing to something, without asking me where I come from and where I belong.